Today, I'm going to take you on a little backstreet adventure to a little underground drinking area next to Shimbashi station. Well, next to underground from Shimbashi station. It's a bit of a maze down here, but you'll find it. It's this kind of retro-looking doors with the orange, the yellow and the blue band on it. And if you go through here, it's going to be quiet because it's morning, everybody. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. Everybody's off to work, as you saw from all the crowds. But if you come through here, what we have is what will be in the evening an inexhaustible supply of these retro bars and cafes and restaurants, which most people might know, anybody who's kind of interested in Japan, as the Showa era. So the Showa era was the longest reigning emperor, Emperor Hirohito, the controversial wartime emperor. And his reign was from 1926 to 1989. So any of this kind of pre-war, kind of post-war, 1920s, 30s, we'll skip over the war, 50s, 60s, 70s, even up to the early 80s, kind of has this vibe. There's a nice noodle bar here, noodles in the morning. And there's this guy here is doing these kind of traditional songs. But it's definitely worth coming here, especially when it's busy. And if you see a red lantern, what does a red lantern mean, everybody? Yes, a red lantern means it's an izakaya, or a Japanese bar. This one here, look at this gentleman here, this fine, upstanding gentleman. He specializes in, you might recognize this, in these special two-layered boxes. This is unagi. This is an unagi restaurant, which is eel, Japanese eel, which is kind of braised in this sweet soy sauce, and it's kind of fluffy, the texture. Some people just don't like the texture. It's much better than the old London Cockney jelly deals, that's for sure. Anyway, let me show you this guy here. This guy here, you might see him outside of restaurants and bars. He is a tanuki, and like garden gnomes in England, he represents kind of a welcoming symbol to the restaurant. So he's got these big discerning eyes, so he can kind of look out for the customer's needs, what they want. He's got a little ledger book of the customer's favorite drinks and food. He's got a flask of sake. He's got a big belly, so he can like bang on his belly and create some rhythms and beats to create some entertainment. And he's got enormous testicles, which is the kind of big defining feature of these tanuki dolls. So yeah, if you see these tanuki dolls around, now you know kind of what they are. You'll see them everywhere now, and you can compare size, as it were. It's another. So some of these bars are open in the morning. There's another line here. I hope it's not a drinking bar first thing in the morning, 8 a.m. Another thing you might notice going around Japan is these kind of noren curtains, N-O-R-E-N, noren curtains. And these noren curtains are kind of usually on the doorways or sometimes windows of establishments before you enter. There's another one, more traditional looking one over here. And what they are is they're kind of intimidating because when you approach an establishment, you can't really see inside, so you never know what you're going to get. So it's kind of pot luck, unless you've done a bit of Google research. So for me, I have like a 20-second rule, like, because you kind of make a commitment, you go in, you sit down, and I suss it out, I vibe it out. If I'm not happy, I'll get out of there and I'll make my apologies and get out of there within 20 seconds. Otherwise, you're stuck there, then you've got to order, then you just got to go through it, and sometimes you're pleasantly surprised. Anyway, back to these noren curtains. So in the summer, these noren curtains are particularly useful for blocking out the sunlight, and also in winter for stopping prevailing winds and the cold and the snow from entering the shop. And basically, it just gives a bit of privacy as well, from shutting out from the outside world. Anyway, I wonder what this line is for. They seem to be very earnest. There doesn't seem to be any shop open, but they are very earnestly lining up. Anyway, this is the retro shopping street just underground from Shimbashi station. Remember, most of these establishments don't have restrooms as well, so the restrooms are kind of shared outside. I don't know if they're old style or these squat toilets or or if they've got like nice bottom ones. I'm guessing they're kind of old fashioned, so ladies beware. Anyway, back to reality. Hope you enjoyed that little morning ramble, morning tour through the Shimbashi Underground Retro Restaurant area. Here we are, I'm going to rejoin the workforce. I've got to pick up some clients today from quite a nice hotel with a nice view of Mount Fuji. So stick around at the end of the video. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. You might have seen my number counts on my videos. So I just can't break through on YouTube, even though I've got some kind of interesting things to show. Anyway, stick around. I'll be continuing this tour. But for now, like and subscribe and go to this retro underground eating area. Actually, I'm going to stop you there. Another cool thing to do if you carry on down this underground walkway towards the Shiodome complex is there is this museum, the Ad Museum. It's super cool. It does a complete history of like the advertising in Japan. And Japan is kind of said to have invented modern advertising, and really their graphic design, their approach to advertising, I think is kind of light years ahead. It's just a totally different kind of concept over here. Anyway, the Ad Museum Tokyo, it's really good. I really recommend it. It goes from the Edo period all the way up to like the Mitsukoshi department store manifesto and into the 50s, 60s. Got some cool displays and it's free. We like free things, so definitely check it out. A lot of people don't find it because it's a bit of a walk. Well, it's not a bit of a walk, it's 3 minutes, but it's a bit off the beaten path. But that's why you came here, isn't it? That's why you joined my videos, because you want something a bit different from Tokyo. Anyway, I'll close out the video with a nice little montage of the hotel where I'll be picking up my guests, and hopefully we'll get a view of Mount Fuji today from the wonderful lounge area in the lobby. Anyway, like and subscribe.